Hey everyone, it's Angela with Mystic Moon, bringing you guys a special kind of a reading today. So judging by the title, you guys are either into this sort of thing or you're not. So we are going to be focusing on toxic people in your life, a specific person, and also narcissistic assholes. Now, I'm not a doctor or a therapist or anything like that, so I'm not going to be educating anybody on those particular things. It's just that some of you have dealt with these types of characteristics before in other people. Maybe some of you suffer from codependency. Maybe you're a sensitive empath, and so you seem to attract these types of people over and over again. And so, of course, we're going to be focusing on why that may be, where it's stemming from, and also what you can possibly do in regards to healing that. And so we're going to take a look a little bit as well to the person that you have had this experience with and just kind of see where they're coming from. And that might also be liberating and helpful for you. So as far as the decks that I'm using today, I'm using none of my personal decks in this video. So if you guys are interested, I'll put the link below where you guys can go straight to my Etsy shop. And if you're international, just email me and I'll send you a special link to order. But I'm going to shuffle each deck and introduce it. And so I'll list that in the description box below. Some of them are from Amazon, others are self-published, and I'll give you a link to the actual creator. So I thought today's reading would be appropriate to use the Archangel Azrael Orgonite from Wing and Bell. I'll put them down below as well. But Archangel Azrael is about healing and cleansing situations or connections and relationships that are basically, over, that we need to let go of, that sort of thing. So this is not necessarily going to be a reading for those that wish to still be attached to this person. It's just going to more or less help you to maybe let go. That's kind of what my, not necessarily goal, but that's just what my thought process is in coming into this reading. I just woke up this morning, I was guided to do this reading, and I picked just certain cards that I just was like, you know what, this will be perfect for this reading. So let's get into it, you guys, all right? And as usual, take what resonates, get rid of what doesn't. If this is something that you're just not into, you don't have to watch this video. So very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to open up right now with some of the energies, I guess, of this connection, of your situation with this person, just certain behaviors and characteristics that may be present. So this particular deck is called the Therapy Flashcards, and I really like to use this because a lot of things will come through. Human behaviors, defense mechanisms, things like that. So we're going to pick 3 cards, and we're just going to see what we are guided to speak of today. Okay, so we have transference. So this is one of my favorite techniques. I'm totally being sarcastic. This is one of the most irritating techniques that other people will use. So they feel like shit. They don't feel good about themselves. They have some sort of hang up. And so what they do is they transfer that onto you. They transfer their toxicity and their ugliness and their shit onto you. It's a really crappy thing when people do this. But again, this is a technique that people use because they don't want to deal with or cannot see themselves. We have validation. So this, what might be for the person, let's just say this is you, the codependent that needs validation. And this might be one of the reasons that you even got involved with this person, because this person saw you as somebody that needed that validation, needed those words of affirmation, needed some kind of acceptance. So it's like the narcissist, and I'm just putting this as an example. Maybe the person you're dealing with was not a narcissist, but the narcissist and empath or narcissist and codependent are like, a match made in heaven because they both supply each other with something specific. And we have closure. Wow, that's the whole reason that we're coming to this reading, you guys. Closure. It's not about staying connected to this individual. It's not about excusing this person's behavior. It's not about raking yourself over the coals either. It's about healing. So that's why we're coming into this reading today, is to help to bring some sort of closure to maybe the pain that you have been suffering in. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and ask Spirit to give us some things to kind of clarify some of these topics here. So let's see the energy here of transference, okay? Transference energy. This deck is called the Love Pack by Chuck Spezzano. Let's see what the situation is. How is transference an issue? Wow, doubt. Okay, so sometimes this is a technique that people can use to put doubt in your mind, okay? So they transfer something onto you, causing you to doubt your own intuition, your own intelligence, causing you to doubt just even your own sense of self. So I feel like that's one of the reasons that this is coming through, is because it's telling you that this person was very excellent at instilling doubt in you and making you second guess yourself. So this really caused a lot of confusion for you. It may have caused you to feel very just low and lost, and maybe even downright crazy at times. You know, gaslighting, if some of you guys are familiar with that technique used by narcissists, this is definitely some kind of technique used to make you feel like you are crazy, make you feel like you don't even know what reality is anymore. So there's that. Validation. So this is the thing. If you are a person that is a people pleaser, you suffer from codependency, you have some sort of feelings where you need another person to validate you, it could literally be stemming from your sense of loneliness, or just that inner feeling of not, or needing to be with someone, is what I'm getting here. So that's kind of where it stemmed from. So these types of people, toxic people, and I don't want to label anyone really. I know I'm throwing around that term narcissist, but I just know a lot of people that have dealt with that in this community. There's a lot of people that constantly talk about narcissism, and so I feel like that's one of the reasons that I was drawn to do this reading. But again, I'm not diagnosing anybody. We can't run around calling everyone narcissist, right? So I'm going to kind of maybe stop using that term. This is just this toxic person. So your toxic person's behavior. But again, your own sense of low self-esteem, your own sense of loneliness, perhaps being at the bottom, needing to be validated, invited this person in, or when this person saw this weakness within you, they were able to infiltrate, your energy. And that's what we're getting here. So what is this energy here of closure? Wow, betrayal. So this is saying here that there has been some sort of betrayal. Could be third party, because we have a man here with two women. That could be your situation. Doesn't have to be though, but there's some sort of betrayal here. Lies, deception. And this is a very, very big thing, because there's so much pain here. You're so angry, perhaps. You have such a very difficult time. All you do is perhaps relive the betrayal. Maybe you rake yourself over the coals because, oh, how could I be so stupid, right? How could I have let this happen? This is an energy that is preventing you from being able to properly close up this wound, properly close up this cycle, okay? So I feel like it's Spirit's way of saying, we all have to go through certain things in order to become smarter, to become stronger. It might have been that this is a lesson for you to not be so open or realize your own issues before entering into a relationship. What is your own vibration? Checking that. Are you feeling good? Are you feeling whole? Do you possibly need some help? Maybe even some therapy or counseling before moving forward in new relationships. Because if you're stemming from this need of, I need validation from another person in order to feel whole or happy, then it might be that there's time that you might need some time in order to, become strong on your own. So that way you're not going to set yourself up for this disaster or trap again. Could be. So the betrayal energy is very difficult to let go of. It's very difficult to close this cycle because there's a lot of pain. There's a bitter sting. We may want revenge. We may want to see this person get theirs, and maybe it's not happening. Maybe this person is just living their life and they just seem to be hunky fucking dory. And, it's maddening. So, but again, why is Spirit bringing forth messages like this? Because we do need to close this cycle. Holding on to the bitterness of this pain is only hurting you at this point. It's not even hurting this person. Now, it doesn't mean that this person is happy, and it doesn't mean that they're going to get away with it, okay? So we do need to remember that. But us holding on to this pain isn't gonna make it happen for this person. And sometimes people do that. They'll hold on to pain and anger because that's the only thing left that they have in a situation. The only type of power that they feel like they have is to hold on to that anger, but it's false. All it does is it keeps you low vibrational, it keeps you stuck, it keeps you now from being able to move forward towards happier situations and healthier relationships, okay? So, very interesting the way that's popping out. I just want to go ahead and be open and see what Spirit wants to bring forth, okay? What is just like an overall message here? This is the When Spirit Speaks by Heather Filona, medium on a mission. So let's go ahead and shuffle these oracle cards from her, and let's just see what we need to know. What do we need to know? Okay, well, there's an energy of feeling overwhelmed. We have transformation, which of course Archangel Azrael is all about death and transformation. Oh, and we have shadow, you guys, okay? So there's a triggering here of shadow. It's very difficult, of course. We don't want to let that go. I'm definitely feeling that in this reading. We're having a difficult time getting closure because there's so much shadow, there's so much sadness, there's so much betrayal. We're just lost in that feeling or lost in that energy. This right here is called the Answer deck, so I just want to go ahead and get a couple more cards here. Okay, so we have this energy of bad news. Okay, so some people might be feeling overwhelmed because they just keep getting hit over and over again with news that's not pleasant. Some of you guys might feel so overwhelmed with grief because, let's just say, maybe it's just bad news about life in general. Maybe it's bad news in regards to money. Maybe it's bad news in regards to property, your job. Maybe it's bad news about this person. As in, maybe this person dumped you, hurt you, whether it's romantic or not, whatever happened here. And now they've moved on and they're doing happy. And you see on social media, this is just an example, that, like I said, everything's hunky-fucking-dory for this person, or so it seems. And that is just hitting you, that bad news one after another. So you're feeling overwhelmed in this grief. You're feeling overwhelmed with this feeling of either hatred, or you're feeling like you just can't take it anymore. What about this transformation? Oh my gosh, look, you guys. Change, transformation. So I feel like what Spirit is telling you with this is that this will change. This can transform, okay? Nothing stays the same forever. Life is constantly changing. Seasons are constantly changing. We're constantly evolving and changing. This energy will not stay this way forever, even though it might feel that way right now. Even though your shadow side might feel like, I don't even know how to get out of this. I don't even know how to get out of this mode. I don't know if I can ever be happy again. I can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. That might be where some of you are at. But this is Spirit's way of telling you that things will transform. Things will change eventually. And it will be even quicker for some of you if you allow it, if you try your best to step towards something new, to put one foot in front of the other and literally fake it until you make it. That's how things start to shift and transform. Energy of the shadow. Yeah, see, look at this. This shadow energy is bringing obviously a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of anxiety, a lot of pain in the shadow here. The shadow isn't really helping us at this point. Now, some people do need to go into their dark night of the soul. They need to do their shadow work. They need to face their fears. This can be a very good transformative thing for the soul. But some people get stuck in this energy to where they spend way too much time here. Enough is enough. Stop hurting yourself at this point. It's time for you to disconnect. It's time for you to change something. Change a behavior. Change your location. Change something about your life, about yourself, to get out of this current vibration. So this is not going to resonate for everybody, but some people out there might be having a very difficult time even getting up in the morning to just start the day. Every day seems to be the same. But again, this is Spirit's way of saying, if you really want change, You have the power to change your mind. You have the power to change your life, because when you change energy, things start to change. You know, it sounds very easy and simplistic, and it really is, but sometimes it feels like it's the most difficult thing that we can possibly, do. But Spirit is saying, yes, you can. So let's go ahead and now go into these cards right here, which is called Mind Body Makeover cards. And just kind of get some possible information on how we can do that. Okay, healthy relationships. It says, by being objective and having clarity, I know that true wisdom always transcends one person being right and the other person being wrong. I'm right and they're usually wrong. Okay, so this particular card is talking about clarity and being objective when it comes to thinking about a situation. So that's the thing. Sometimes when we get into the mindset of they're wrong and I'm right, they're bad and I'm good, things are black, things are white, it's very difficult for things to transform and shift when we're in that very set mindset. Okay, black and white thinking sometimes is very, very unhealthy because it keeps you very stuck. It's telling you to be a little bit more objective in order to gain more clarity about the situation. Now, it doesn't mean that what this person did or what happened, that you've got to see things from their perspective, but it will help you to see perhaps that maybe this person was just working with the tools that they had at the time. These tools aren't the best. Maybe they had a terrible upbringing. Maybe no one taught them how to properly respect or love partners, things like that. And so it's telling you to just be a little bit more objective. So if we're taking this to tarot cards, I'm just going to use this as an example. The Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands can be very, very watery and very passionate and angry and sensitive. And those things can be strength sometimes, but sometimes those things can, weaken us and cause us to be very much in our feeling and our anger. The Queen of Swords, though, and also the Queen of Pentacles, but especially the Queen of Swords, has the ability to be objective, to kind of be somewhat emotionally detached from a situation and really look at it and examine it, kind of like a judge or a lawyer would. And so that's what you're being asked to do at this time. Rather than applying your emotions and your anger, because all this is doing now is it's creating some sort of anxiety, and it's very overwhelming, okay? You're being asked to look at things from an objective way in order to gain more clarity. That wisdom is going to come because you're realizing that that's the only thing that can transcend a situation, is by the way that you think about it, the way that you feel about the situation. We can't change other people. All we can do is change the way that we're responding to the situation with our own energy and our own thoughts. And so Spirit is telling you that that's the key to transform the situation, is by looking at it from an objective perspective. It's pretty simple, okay? And Spirit doesn't expect that you're going to be able to just snap your fingers and do this overnight. It does take practice. But the way that you might be living and existing right now, that needs to change. That needs to be transformed right now. That has to change. And the only way that that can change right now is by somewhat being emotionally detached. Because, again, there is a time and a place for emotions. There is a time and a place for anger. But this is a time for you to detach yourself from both of those feelings and start to be more objective on how you're going to help yourself. You need a lifeline right now. And the only way for this lifeline is to somewhat get into this objective situation with yourself. Get out of your emotions and step more into your objective side. So let's see what the fuck the problem is. And I say that because I'm going to be using the What the F is the Problem cards by Fire Witch Tarot. So what is this person's issue? What is this person's problem? So we're going to go ahead and shuffle these cards right now and just kind of see what's going on here, okay? What seems to be the problem with this person that you're dealing with? Not that it really matters, because again, it's really about us, but sometimes people need to kind of see things from an objective perspective in order to heal. And that's just kind of what my point is here. Okay, this person even confuses themselves. Okay, you confuse your own damn self. So what this is telling you, you guys, is that this person doesn't have clarity. This person doesn't even understand or know why or who they are. And so if they don't know themselves, if they don't love themselves, if they're confusing their own selves, of course, that's what they're going to do. They're going to end up confusing you too. So it's kind of like you can't love another person unless you love yourself. It's the same concept. They're confusing to their own damn selves. So let's now go ahead and go into I think this is the before tarot. Let's see this energy. Yeah, this person's got to go deeply within themselves. They just do. They need time. They need to spend some time alone in solitude. That's the Hermit's energy, okay? Some of you guys could be even dealing with a Virgo. That could be a significant message for some of you out there, but it's not going to resonate with everybody. But this is an energy where we've really got to go within for the answers. We've really got to take the time to learn to love ourselves and just kind of, for that wisdom of life on who we are and how we are with other people. We have the Chariot's energy. Some of you could be dealing with the Cancer, but the Chariot's energy in the reverse position, this is a dead halt confusion. Somebody does not know their own way. Their path is laid out before them, but they can't find their way. So this person is trying to make all kinds of choices, but the thing is that they have not balanced the dark and the light within themselves. I do see the Chariot as dark and light. We have this, this black, whatever that is, a Sphinx, and then or a statue, whatever that is, and then we have the white. So to me, this is just light and dark. We all have light and dark, but this person has not balanced these energies within themselves. They might be operating all dark. Maybe they're operating too much light, too much of anything and something being out of balance is never a good thing. And so this person needs to balance themselves so they can find their way. And I'm just seeing right now, they're unable to move forward at this time. Yep, 7 of Cups. Look at this, you guys. This person is holding their hands over their eyes. They don't want to see shit. They don't want to take responsibility. They don't want to have to make any choices. It's almost like a person here, they've got all these cups, right? All these situations. It could be a bunch of people. It could just be a bunch of things that they started. But this person, again, is like putting their hands over their eyes or just over their ears and going la, 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 la. Like they just don't want to take it. They don't want to hear it. This is not a good card here. The 7 of Cups is also a card of a fantasy thinker, somebody who's just in the clouds, somebody that's not even living in reality. So again, their behavior is very confusing for you. They're confusing their own selves because they don't know themselves. And so that might help you to just kind of see this person that they're just a mess. And again, it doesn't excuse their behavior. It doesn't make it okay, but they're a shit show. And so that's something that might help some of you to basically feel like, you know what, this person's got a lot of stuff going on. They got a lot of stuff going on. It makes sense why their behavior towards me has been very hot and cold. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at your energy. So we're also going to tap into the same cards here and just kind of see what your energy is within the situation. Remember who the fuck you are. Look at that. Okay? So at the end of the day, did you lose your identity? Did you lose yourself in this situation or this person? Again, you were looking for validation, acceptance. Maybe you were looking for your identity and you lost yourself by completely immersing yourself within this situation. Maybe this person knew that you gave so much and just took and didn't give anything back. And then before you knew it, you were completely depleted and you had nothing. You really did have something in the end, but you felt lost. Okay. So now let's go ahead and clarify this with the after tarot. Five of Wands. Look at that. But the Five of Wands being in the reverse position, this tells me here that you are remembering who you are. You are stepping into your power. You're tapping back into that. You know, maybe you're watching this reading because you want to heal, you want to move forward, you want to let go. So that's half the battle right there, okay? Five of Wands means we're willing to step away from situations that are no longer serving us. We're willing to step away from dramatic situations and people. You know, just shit shows, basically. We're willing to step away from it. We have the King of Pentacles. You know, I did say something about Virgo earlier, so there could be a connection here to an earth sign. There could even be a connection to a father figure, whether it's this person or you. But there's definitely an energy here of an authority figure that's basically misusing their power. Okay, so you're dealing with somebody who basically has stripped away your power, but now you're starting to remember who you are, and now you're taking back that power. That's what I'm seeing here with this. Because this King of Pentacles could have told you, I want this, I want family, you know, I'm this, or maybe you looked at this person because of what they had and you really thought that they were mature and they had it together, but they really didn't. This was just a show. And then we have the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands being in the reverse position is interesting because this overwhelmed energy is Ten of Wands to me in the upright position. When it's reversed, it means you're wanting to let go of this burden. This cycle, it's already on its way out, you guys. And so it's kind of like just give yourselves a pat on the back right now that you're either already here, like you're already there, or you're halfway there to healing, to letting the situation go. Like you're ready. You really are. You're ready to let this go. You're ready to let this burden and this pain and the shadow go. I love it. Absolutely love it. Okay. So let's now move forward into, what do I want to do here? Let's go ahead and move into some of the archetypes, okay? So this is going to be the archetypes of the person that you were dealing with, and this is going to be the archetype. And so it's going to be kind of like, you know, what were some of the lessons that we had to learn? Why may we have come together with this individual? What role did they need to play in order for us to learn something about ourselves? So that's always kind of interesting to see. So these are the Archetype cards by Carolyn Miss, and I'm actually going to be using a new tarot deck. This was sent to me by my spiritual love. She has a YouTube channel and she's created her own tarot deck. And so I'm really excited to use this for the first time and just basically see what, you know, comes through in regards to these archetypes that we have, you know, kind of played. And we all go through these different archetypes throughout our lives. We take them on for different purposes, different reasons. But let's just see the situation between you and them. What roles maybe you guys were playing or what you were triggering within one another. Let's just see. Just trying to give this deck a real good shuffle. I normally never shuffle a deck this long, but make sure it's nice and shuffled. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look and see what is the archetype that this person was in when they were dealing with you. Oh, we have storyteller. Interesting. So we did get the energy, of course, earlier about betrayal. Big time. So it could have been that somebody told lies. The stories, to me, this is kind of a person that is not comfortable with their own lives, and so they tell stories. They make things up because they're either ashamed or they're like real insecure deep down inside. And so there is some sort of a complex that they have that their truth and who they are isn't going to be good enough, and so they make things up. They tell lies, they tell stories, they tell you what you want to hear. That's what I'm getting here. So again, they might have presented themselves as a King of Pentacles, having it all together, but at the end of the day, it was just a facade. So let's just see what the archetype is that you were in, or maybe are in. We have, oh my gosh, I love this. I love this. Warrior. This is about basically slaying the beast, okay? Slaying this behavior once and for all, spotting it, becoming stronger. So you see this person actually at the end of the day, and that's why this reading, I really want you guys to take it as more of like a healing type of a reading, because what this does is it triggers you and it helps you to see that this person was very significant part of your healing and your growth, to become the warrior, to remember. Let's just look at this one more time. Let's look at this one more time. Remember who the fuck you are. You're the warrior. That's who the fuck you are. And that's what you're supposed to remember. So this is about stepping into your power. This isn't about giving this power away to this individual any longer. No, no, no. Oh my gosh, I love it. The magician. What does the magician do? The magician, it says conscious. Awareness, manifesting. When we're finally conscious and aware of something, we can make changes. We have the tools now in order to create the life that we want to create. And so literally that's what this situation brings about. It brings about the opportunity for you to step into your power and to create the life that you want. That's what it's doing. Oh my gosh, the Tower. Wow. So I feel like this is Spirit's way of telling you that this was a divinely orchestrated connection. Okay. When I use the word divine, people are like, oh my God, how could this person be divine? Saying that word divine doesn't make it beautiful. It just doesn't. It doesn't make it pleasant. But it was divinely orchestrated in your life in order for you to learn this lesson, this very valuable lesson, in order for you to step into your power. Without this person, it means that maybe you would not be able to get to this part of yourself. You had to be triggered in this way in order to become the magician of your life. So it says the Tower, sudden change and divine intervention. Like a tower, this person could have come into your life, your worlds collided, it was super powerful, but it changes you on a completely dynamic level. Like, it is powerful, you guys. It is powerful change. It really is. And when we have the Page of Swords, it says thoughts, spying, speaking up. So when the Page of Swords is reversed, this is just an energy where we lose our voice. We lose our truth. We lose ourselves. The Page of the Page of Swords doesn't really speak up. That's why it says spying, just kind of looks and just waits to see what maybe the other person will say instead of taking any action. So you're dealing with somebody who is basically very immature, or this could be the energy that you stepped into. It wasn't who you were. This person helped you perhaps to find your voice, find your truth, speak up finally, be the warrior, remembering who you really are. So empowering, you guys. So this person was meant to, in a way, betray you, tell you lies, hurt you in a way to really get you to be the warrior in your life, to speak up and to take back your power, literally. I love it. Okay, so let's go ahead and just get some overall messages here on what we need to surrender to continue to heal, okay? So let's just shift gears now and just kind of see the energies of what you need to focus on in order to heal. But actually, before we do that, because I want to just spend one last message on this person. Now, this right here, these are the Hidden Truth Oracle cards by All Things Intuitive. Let's take a look and see what this person's higher self wants to say to you. Now, when I say this person's higher self, this is not their 3D self. This is not who they are in this 3D world, meaning like that's not how they're acting right now. This might not be something that you could even fathom that they would say to you. But this is really who they really are deep in their soul. Now, they might not be connected to that right now, but this message is coming straight from that. I lost myself for a little while. So this person is basically letting you know that they have lost themselves, for sure. They've lost themselves. We're going to mix this up here with the mixed emotions card. I lost myself for a while. Okay, this person is still lost, though, is what I'm seeing here. They lost themselves. Maybe they were fearing that they were going to completely lose themselves with you. You never know. Yeah, we have regretful, remorseful, sorry, repentant. So this is the deal. Deep down inside, this person regrets losing themselves. They regret some of the things that they did. They are sorry deep down inside, okay? And so they're just kind of letting you know, I lost myself for a little while. I lost myself in a moment. I may have gone in a different direction that took me away from my truth. And so they're regretful of this energy, for sure. Finding the truth, finding out the truth crushed me. Okay, well, I'm getting here that if this person told you lies, finding out the truth crushed you, okay? So I almost feel like on some level what they're telling you here is that they were crushed by something. Let's just see. Wow. What I'm getting from this may not resonate with everybody. Some of you have created a new life. Some of you guys have went out and you have moved forward and you've created an entirely new life. And maybe this person knows that you've done this. They've heard that you've done this. They see that you've moved on. And maybe it actually crushes them that you did move on. Okay? So this would be somebody with a conscience. So maybe you're not dealing with a 100% narcissist. I wish things could be different. So this person's higher self is regretful. They're definitely regretful here. Okay? They wish things could be different. Yeah. They wish that things could be different between the two of you. They might even fear, that if you were to see them or hear from them, that you would not be excited. They wish that things could be different. They wish that they could basically express themselves in some sort of positive way. But I feel like there's too much water under the bridge. There's too many things that have happened here. It doesn't mean that things cannot be healed or fixed in a lifetime. But I feel for this person and where they're at right now versus where their higher self is at, it's great to know that that's where they're at, but who they are in the physical 3D reality hasn't quite caught up to who this person really is. So maybe there's hope one day, and maybe some of you, it's just best for you, to carry on, move on. So I hope that was helpful for some of you. So let's go ahead now and focus more on just you, okay? This right here is called the Awakened Soul Oracle Deck by Ethany. So let's just see what Spirit wants to let us know in regards to our own healing. We have perspective. It's all in the way that we perceive things. It's all in our perspective. And we also have gift. Okay, so I am immediately getting the message, you guys. The perspective that Spirit is wanting you to take on from this moment forward is seeing this person as a gift and a blessing in your life. That is going to be key to your healing. Now, you do not have to honor them. You do not have to thank them. You do not have to reach out to them to say, thank you so much for fucking me over. No, it's not about that. But your perception on this being a curse or somewhat of a gift and a blessing is going to be key in your healing. This is really going to help to shift your vibration. And we have unplug. Wow. Okay, so if some of you guys are connected to this person on social media, or perhaps you're connected to mutual friends, it's not saying that you have to change your entire life, but if you're feeling a toxicity as in maybe some mutual friends or, just very casually, mindlessly, or maybe for some purposely giving you an update, because sometimes people do like to hurt other people. It's pretty sad. By giving you updates about someone. Or if you're seeing this on social media, it's time for you to unplug. It's time for you to stop following them. Some people are just still following each other because they're not even paying attention to that, okay? Some people just don't delete people. It's been years, they're just still there. Some people don't even check their social media, but yet they still have an account open. And this is just an example. It's time to pull the plug. It's time to cut that cord, you guys, because that is an energy portal. So even if you're not following them on social media or you're not friends with them or whatever, or you don't have mutual friends, if they still have a social media and you're still, every now and then you just kind of get curious as to what they're looking for, it's time to unplug. It's time to move on. It's time to get rid of this energy cord that exists between the two of you because it's not doing you any favors. That's just the bottom line. Okay? So what do we need to surrender or surrender to? These are the power of surrender cards. The trash man is making his way in the neighborhood, taking out the trash. That's very significant. Okay, we need to surrender our fear. Oh, sorry, you guys. I've got some little cats here that are trying to get out of the room. All right. Sorry, guys. Surrender fear. Let go of fearful stories that you are telling yourself. Oh, my God. All this is doing is it's just creating stories that you're telling yourself. So I'm just going to keep going on this tip. Social media, what a freaking nightmare, especially if you are watching somebody that you're not speaking to anymore. I don't care if it's a lover or a friend or a family member. You can tell yourself all kinds of stories. You can make up all kinds of shit in your mind. How this person is so much happier without you, how they're just doing so great, how everything's coming together for them and everything's shit for you. Oh, it's so toxic. It's no good, okay? And it can also be addicting to want to check on another person's pain and how their life is falling apart. That can also become addictive. So we need to unplug from this because this is what it's doing is it is basically taking us away from focusing on the good and the positive and the solutions in our life. It's keeping us in old energy. I gotta close this window. Hold on. Sorry about that. Freaking trash truck. Okay. So that is what we need to surrender. We need to surrender the fear. Oh my God, if I don't have that window, that way to look in on this person, that's the only thing I have left. Cut the cord. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I've had conversations like this with people in my past. Cut the fucking cord already. It's not doing you any favors. I don't care how you want to justify it. It's no good. If you've walked away from somebody or decided to go no contact with somebody, but yet you're still looking at their social media, that is not real cutting contact. That is not a real walking away. That is an illusion that you've walked away. You're still very much connected to the energy. So yes, it's like a drug. Sometimes we might need an intervention, but we do need to cut that cord if that seems to be an issue for some of you. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and continue. This right here is called the Healers of the Earth Oracle cards. Okay, so we have the Sky Bridge. The Sky Bridge came up before in a previous reading when I first used these cards, and one thing that came through, that was communication to me. There might be distance between you and this individual. There might also be, like a telepathic thing, because sometimes I do hear this. And it's not to say that that's not, a thing. Some people will say, I've tried to get rid of this situation. I've tried to stop thinking about this person, but yet I'm still connected to them. Well, the thing is that, energy is energy, and sometimes there's certain things that we need to continue to learn and heal and grow. And so that might be another reason why you're still connected to this individual, is because there's a part of you that's still connected to them because you're working on something within yourself, or, you're still having a hard time kicking the habit. Sometimes people want to make that into, well, it means something. It means we're meant to be together. I'm still connected to them. I'm still thinking about them after, 10, 11, 12 fucking years. Actually, it might just be because you never really properly dealt with the pain. You never dealt with, the triggers, or you never dealt with the things that came up. Maybe you pushed it away. Maybe you immediately went into survival mode. People will do that. They'll push away pain because they don't want to feel it, or they'll go into certain survival modes within themselves. And then years later, these things are still with them, is because they haven't properly processed them. So again, I'm not a doctor. I don't know everything there is to know about healing, and it's not about being perfect, but we at least have to attempt. We at least have to try, okay, to basically fill this void within us and to heal whatever is connected to this other person. We have to at least try. And again, some people will say, but I've tried everything. I've tried everything. Believe me, you haven't. Yeah. Oh my God. This is amazing. Death. Exactly. It's very cut and dry here. It is. It's very cut and dry. Death. The only way that this can transform is by letting it go. That's it. There is no easy way. There is no soft way to really even say it. There is no easy way with this whole situation. You just have to be willing to let it go. You know? So I'm going to stop it there because that to me is very like, there is nothing more to really go into. This is something that was meant to transform you. This is not something that you're meant to hold on to for a lifetime. You know, we can turn our pain and we can turn something that didn't work out into something mystical and magical. And maybe for some people it is. But some people will use titles or labels for people that really are just toxic piles for a way to not have to let go of a person or a situation. So we do have to consider that whatever this is was meant to trigger us, to bring up that warrior spirit, to help us to step into our power and our truth. But we're certainly not meant to wallow in this pain and misery and negative energy for the rest of our lives. Screw that. We're meant to transform and transcend. That's what we're supposed to do with this. We're not supposed to hold on. We're supposed to let it go and allow it to help us to grow, to spring us into future action. Okay? So let's end this reading here with some final farewell messages. We are going to be using the Ancestors, what is this deck called? The Angels and Ancestors Oracle cards by Kyle Gray. We have Shift Your Perception. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look, you guys. This is crazy. We already got this card. It was already talking about how we needed to shift our, what is it? Perspective, perception, right? Same thing. So this is the thing. We've got to see things from a different perspective. We can't continue to see something the way that we want to see it because it makes it easier to deal with. That's denial, okay? We've got to face something objectively. If it hurts, there's a reason. If something shitty is going on, that's because there's something shitty going on. We can't spiritualize it. We can't excuse the behavior. But we can certainly see it in a very clear, objective way and start to take the action steps that we need in order to heal. That's just the bottom line. I can't believe this. Release the old and rest. So right now, I'm in Arizona, okay? So it's autumn for me. It's fall. Now I realize that at the other side of the world, it is not. But it's time right now. It's time right now. And I'm going to say this crow or raven in my newest deck, Spirits of Darkness and Light. And of course, this is just also, not an old wives' tale, but it's just symbolism and, objects and symbolism throughout history. Black crows, or I guess crows are all black, but ravens and crows are actually about prophecy, but they're also about bringing bad news. We already got the energy early on in this reading about bad news. I'm going to pull it up so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Let me just grab it real quick. Where is it? For some reason, oh, here it is. Bad news. That crow no longer wants to bring you bad news. So you want to release that old energy. See that? Release the old and rest. Give it a rest. Take a break from this. Because that bad news, that bad omen, which that also indicates, is something that will continue on if you allow it to continue on. Take the time to reflect, the Mirror Guardian. Yep. So this is a time for you. It's not even a time about them anymore. It's not even about them anymore. That's why I didn't want to spend too much time on this individual. The only reason that I did that is because sometimes it helps to see where another person's at, because it helps us to heal. That's the only reason I tapped into it. Other than that, I wouldn't even have done it, because this other person at this point is irrelevant. I mean, yes, there was a gift. They had something to offer you. It was this lesson. But moving forward, it's irrelevant. It's time for you to take a look in the mirror and see where you're at, and see what you're allowing to continue, or how you want to heal and improve and move forward with your life. We can't continue to blame the past. We can't continue to stay shackled to whatever the situation is. We can't continue to make excuses about it. We've got to remove ourselves from it. We got to release ourselves. Let the death happen. All right. And we're going to do 2 last decks. This right here is called the Postcards from the Liminal Space, and this is called the Way Home Tarot. Show us the way home. Show us the way home. Check to yourself. It's time for you to write a check to yourself. Okay? Again, it's all about you. It's not about this other person anymore. It's about you. Sometimes, and I even found myself doing that. I even found myself giving way too much credit to someone in my life that really did a number on me and really, in a way, helped me to heal. Really led me to what I'm doing today. If it hadn't been for this pain or this situation or lesson, I probably wouldn't have taken certain steps and went through certain darkness and all that other stuff in order to get to where I'm at today. But I made the conscious decision to embrace change, to put one foot in front of the other. So there was a time where I was giving a lot of credit to this person, but really it was me. I did it. I'm the one that came through the ashes. I'm the warrior in this situation, not the other way around. So we want to make sure that we're not giving too much power or too much credit to another person. We can see them as a gift and a blessing, but it's about us. Okay? So give yourself credit where credit is due. Look, the Lovers. So again, that person that you're connected to or were connected to, you could have felt like that was the love of your life. You could have felt like, you connected with them on such a deep soul level. Soulmate, soul bond, twin flame, whatever the hell you want to call it. The label doesn't matter. That could be where some of your energy is at. It's tied up in that. But guess what? The Lovers is also about choices that we make. So it is about making a conscious choice to pull yourself away from whatever this connection is, and to start loving yourself more. Make this check to yourself. No longer pay homage or tribute to this person in the way that maybe you're giving too much to it. That's the message that I'm getting at the very end here. You're giving too much to this situation. You need to give more to yourself. Money, 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 bitch slots. Wow. This is amazing. It's like ching. Oh my gosh, we have the Mother of Wands. This is the Queen of Wands. Oh my God, the Queen of Wands is fantastic. Like I said, she's got some very positive attributes. She can have some dark attributes as well, but we're going to focus on the positive. She makes things happen. This is one powerful queen, okay? She is living her life's purpose. She has stepped into her mission. She knows who she is. She loves herself, and it's not in an egotistical way, but she really finally has valued herself. She may have started doing something now that has caused her to have a lot of abundance. Maybe not just financial abundance, but other types of abundance. Abundance of love, self-respect, relationships, all of it. But this is payday, bitch. That's what it's saying. And it's because of your own energy. It's because how much you've grown, how much you've shifted. That's what it is. Wow. One last message. Oh my God. It's time to close the portal, you guys. The last message, and I'm getting chills. It's the same message that has come up over and over again. Archangel Ariel. I'm sorry, I don't know why I said Ariel. I meant Azrael. Who knows? Maybe Archangel Ariel is with some of you guys for whatever reason. Maybe there's a message. Maybe if you guys see something connected to that archangel, there could be something special. But Archangel Azrael is the archangel that helps you to close this chapter. And I think it's amazing that we're ending with this message. Two of Pentacles. Choice is yours. You can keep going around in the same circles over and over again. You know, being undecided, back and forth, juggling this, juggling that, not wanting to let it go. But the Two of Pentacles reminds you that you've got to drop the juggle. Okay? When you drop the juggling here, when you drop this going round and round in the same circle and getting nowhere, okay, you can close this portal up once and for all, so that way you can move forward in the most positive way. I am getting here that this, stepping into this energy, if you're not in it already, literally equals some sort of a payday. And it also leads you to a very valuable relationship, if that's what some of you guys are wishing for and praying for. When I just said that, it was 5555 on the screen. Change will bring these wonderful things. Oh my God. Anyways, you guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that reading. It was meant to empower you, not to shame you, not to make you feel like shit. If it triggered you, you know, sometimes that's just sometimes that's what happens, you know. We're triggered, but triggering means change. So, thank you guys for watching. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.